Hello, welcome back to Queens of Leisure. Today I want this video to be laid back, a little chat, grab your coffee or tea. Want to talk about my experience at work and why I'm so passionate and advocating for taking time off and for leisure and for relaxation and just making time for yourself and for your family. There was a time I was there, being an early 20-something-year-old, looking to put my mark in the world and being so driven and just so motivated and just wanting to make a difference. I was working like any other 20-something-year-old, working hard, but this time it was different. I was working for a small company, more like a startup. And if any of you have worked for a startup, you know how demanding it can be and how taxing, because there isn't basically a blueprint. You're working as you go, coming up with solutions and problems, solving problems. And if you're familiar with that work environment, there are times where you don't really make that much, if truth be told. It has to be the passion and what the company stands for is what basically drives you to stay in a company like that. For those of you who have had experience at a startup. So here I am working hard for this company. I was miserable, y'all. Although I was passionate for the cause and I believe in the cause and really wanted everything to work, but I suffered from major depression. My body basically was shutting down on me, if truth be told. I'd like to leave a link below of what I'm going to explain. There's this thing that was happening with my neurological system that I didn't know what it was. There was one day I woke up and my foot, my left foot won't stop twitching. It was doing this weird thing. It's like my foot had a mind of its own. It was rapidly twitching, shaking, basically, almost like I was having a seizure, but I was awake. And it was quite embarrassing because I couldn't control my leg. My foot would literally shake. It'll do like that tremor, like this intense tremor shake. I went to a foot doctor. Doctor said he had 30 years of experience and he'd never seen something like this. They gave me a shot in my foot and it didn't really solve the issue. It still continued. The more stressed I was, the more intense it got. When it shake, it would randomly do this whole shaking thing on its own. I went to see a neurologist who did a brain scan, and the moment I walked into the office, he looked at me. He said, "You're pretty young. What are you doing here? I don't have patients like you." And I basically explained to him what was going on, the issues that I was seeing, and what I was experiencing. He began to tell me after everything, he said that basically it's my body. My brain is telling me to slow down. Basically, if I continue to do this, then it's going to shut down and they're going to have to admit me to like some psychiatric facility or something like that, which was bizarre. He said that he gave an example of a car. I forgot the gist of everything that he said, but basically he said that, when you're driving a car, it's starting to have issues. The issues that you're having basically is like a warning sign before the car basically stops running. So that's what my body was saying to me. It was like, girl, if you don't stop, then this is what's going to happen. I was frightened, y'all. I was terrified because at the time, all I knew was this job, and I prioritized this job over everything, over myself, of course, as you can tell, because I'm telling you about this story, over my family, over friends. I barely had time for anything. No fun. I'd go home every day, every other day. If truth can be told, I had a bottle of wine. I'd come home, go straight to my room with a bottle of wine just to unwind because I didn't know any other way to relax but to drink alcohol, which is a form of escapism is what it is, not trying to deal with my life and what was going on. And my stomach also, going back to how my body was slowly, not slowly, rapidly falling apart. I had digestive issues with my gut. It basically, everything I seemed to eat upset my stomach. Nothing I ate was okay. My stomach was constantly bloated, constipation. I didn't know what the heck was going on. But mind you, now I do. My 30-year-old self, 30-something-year-old self, adult now, knows I'm more educated about our body and stress and how it can really affect you. Stress is the number one killer, y'all. It really, I think it's the main source of so many diseases and immune diseases, especially mental health, because I struggled with depression. I struggled with so much I couldn't share with anybody because I felt like I was in this alone and no one would understand, because of all these goals I had for myself and being driven and wanting to be somebody and wanting to be successful and to be financially stable. And as the firstborn child, if any one of you are out there and you're a firstborn child, you understand the magnitude of pressure that you have on your shoulders. And granted, sometimes the pressure isn't put on us by our loved ones or family. Sometimes it's by us. We feel, because you're the firstborn and you're a leader, you set an example for your siblings and they look up to you, and you feel like you have to be this certain person and have your life look a certain way. So these are all the things I was dealing with, and I can truly say, and that season was when I really, truly needed a therapist. But mental health isn't something that we talked about in our community, especially in the Black community. Now it's a conversation that is being more open to have, and Black people are starting to embrace it. We're not fully there yet. However, it's a taboo topic that we don't talk about. To say that you need therapy, they're going to think you're crazy, or you don't look crazy. Why do you want to spend your money to see this person who's this shrink, who's just going to take all your money? Or they would refer to therapists or psychiatrists as the nut doctor, or why would you have to see one? And your parents might be ashamed or be fearful of what other people might think if they end up finding out that one of their daughters or one of their son is seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist. But I say this to say that this was truly the time in my 20s, and that season is when I really needed a mental health specialist to assist me, to give me some guidance. I feel if I had that, things might have looked differently. However, we go through these experiences to better ourselves, to grow, and also to be able to teach others not to make that same mistake. So I am really passionate about this platform and about this community and what it stands for, because there's so much to life than just working so hard. All you have is today. We're working so hard to become something, to make a name for ourselves. In the process, we're doing this, we're also killing ourselves by the hour, by the day. And who's to say we're going to see tomorrow, or we're going to see next year or next week, for all these goals that we have and aspirations. I say take it one day at a time. That's what I'm doing. Truly doing it one day at a time. I don't know what tomorrow brings, because tomorrow is today, in my opinion. What I'm doing for today is for tomorrow. So why not focus on today? I'm doing the best that I can, and I encourage you too to do the best that you can. And also, please put yourself, your mental health, your body, your physique, please put that first, because you only get to have one avatar, one body. It's not like we get to switch out, let's say in our 50s or 60s, you can switch out this body, you can abuse it as much as you want, and later down the line, then you're going to have a new one. Sure, in heaven, but we're on earth. Why not take care of this avatar while we're here? Because we only have one. Take care of it. Treat it as if it's like one of your precious possessions, which it is. It truly is. It's more precious than money. Your body is more precious than gold and precious stones, diamonds. It's so much more. It's worth so much more. Its value is so much more precious. So I encourage you to prioritize your body, prioritize your mental health, prioritize time for your family, time for your friends, time for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying with me this far. I'd like to hear in the comment below if you too have experienced difficulties from working so hard, from exerting your body beyond what it can handle. Share that with us. This community would love to hear from you, and we'd love to learn, because this is a learning platform. I'd love to hear from all of you. Thank you for sticking around. Until next time, I will catch you in another video. Bye for now.